Hello, it's Elaine with simply-healthy.com, and today I'm talking about umami, that special something that you can add to dishes, that je ne sais quoi, to give your food that savory flavor. Last time we talked about a couple of umami flavors like onions and chicken stock, and those may be very familiar to you, so you may have been like, so what's the big deal? But have you tried cooking any vegetables in chicken stock these past couple weeks? Give it a try, especially when you're making your greens, and you will see it just takes them to another level. If you add onions to it as well, wow, it's going to taste like you have meat in there. So today I'm going to talk about two other ingredients you can use to add that umami flavor. But first of all, why is this important? Okay? Well, I know for me, it is super important that food tastes good. So when my natural inclination is to eat things that are nice and sweet, it's very important that I have plenty of food in my repertoire that also gives me that savory balance, okay? And when I make sure that it tastes good, and I'm making food that tastes good, it helps to create a habit of going for that flavor as opposed to sweetness all the time. Okay? So it's very important, and when you're adding in those savory ingredients, you're also adding in a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals that we cannot get through other flavors. So making sure that you're hitting all the flavors, sweet, salty, bitter, sour, and umami or savory, is ultra important for getting your whole range of nutrition. So today I'm going to talk about two ingredients which are mushrooms and Parmesan cheese. Okay, so mushrooms, you may be thinking, what's the big deal? Mushrooms, specifically the wild mushrooms like shiitake and cremini, those have so much flavor. And when you add those to a dish, it actually tastes like you have meat in the dish. So add some mushrooms to your vegetables. I'm sure you've heard of portobello mushroom burgers. Delicious. The other one is Parmesan cheese. So any of our harder cheeses, they're going to have a special something that makes you think you've got a different flavor in your food. So adding them to soups, sprinkling them on top of salads, it just adds a lot of depth of flavor to the dish. So when it comes to the harder cheeses, they're also healthier for you. They have less of the fats that we tend to associate with cheese. And a little bit goes a long way. So use your Parmesan cheese. So what I decided to make to kind of put those two ingredients together is a recipe I found on this package. So this is quinoa, and this is actually another tip. If you haven't heard of quinoa, quinoa is it's called a whole grain, but it really is a seed, and it's gluten-free. It cooks up much faster than brown rice, and it's got 6 grams of protein per serving. So it is a great protein alternative, great animal protein alternative. So on the back of the package, I noticed there was a recipe for quinoa risotto with shiitake mushrooms. So and it included Parmesan cheese, so lots of umami flavor. Well, I made the dish, and I need to tell you, it seemed pretty simple when I looked at the recipe, but it actually isn't. It's not that it's difficult, it's that it takes a long time. Whenever you make risotto, it does take a lot of stirring. So I am going to post the recipe, but just know that this is not going to be one of my quick and simple recipes that I typically like to post. But it is very good. So this is it, and nice and creamy. There is no meat in this dish. However, I have probably 12 grams of protein in this. Very filling, very satisfying, and very nutritious. So try out some of these umami flavors, and I think you'll be happy as you start to reduce cravings for other things and learn how to add more flavors to some of your other dishes. Any questions, contact me at Elaine at simply-healthy.com, and I will talk to you soon.